This is a prophecy about Baganda people of the central of Uganda. I am Prophetess Julie Paula of Encounter God Ministries in Nigeria. Now, there is something that the Lord showed me about the Baganda people. So if you are Ugandan, you share this to your fellow Bagandan. And Baganda people, they have an origin which they all don't know. Because the prophecy which I'm about to give you, it is not derived from any history book. But as a spiritual watchman of the realms of the spirit, there are things I can see. The same way Moses was able to tell us how God created in the beginning and he was not there, it's the same way I'm trying to tell you this. Now, Baganda people have a certain origin, which they don't know. And if they will know about it, they will be the greatest people. Baganda people are spiritual people. Their lineage is a spiritual lineage. The first ancestors of the Baganda were spiritual people. I know I got an opportunity to see the SST that says the first man was Kintu and Nambi. But you've heard of people talk about demigods and all that. Baganda people are spiritual people. What am I trying to say? That the origin of these people is a spiritual origin. However, right now, when I put a torch in the whole lineage of the Bagandan people, I am seeing the opposite of it. Something went wrong somewhere. Literally, even the kings which were chosen thousands and thousands of years ago, they were not just rulers to do judicial work. No. They had spiritual abilities. Trust me. I know, of course, probably there's book for Bagandas, but there is no book of this kind. But you yourself, you can make a survey of the Baganda people. You realize that at least every Bagandan person, they can dream things which are going to happen. Everyone, like whether they are priestly or not. A Baganda person cannot do without spirituality. Baganda people suffer from depression, but it is not depression. What is disturbing them is the origin, the spirituality. Everything about the Uganda person is spiritual. Even the names, they have ancestry background. What am I trying to say? The Baganda lineage come from a certain powerful spiritual priesthood. And as time went by, like I've told you, the kingship of Uganda was not just a judicial king of ruling, but he was like a spiritual leader. Of course, I know few of you will believe me, but I speak as a prophet of God, and I want to help the Baganda people. And it reached a point where even their spiritual leader was like now a god of the Bagandas, a physical one. In their powers, they held certain powers which also controlled the Baganda people themselves. To the extent that I see that even these gods or the kings, they had altars. These were not cultural altars. These were spiritual altars. However, when I look in the realm of the spirit, I see somewhere whereby something went missing. Because, like, the kingship was not a normal kingship, as you all thought that your kings were just kings. No. It was something to do like a lordship. Now, let me now equate this to the Egyptians. Egyptians were not just people. Egyptians are actually spiritual people. Exactly. Now, that's a good example. A king was not just a king, but he was executing lordship. There were hidden things about the kings of the past. That they were high rank into spirituality that they could even appear and disappear, even to change into things, animals or eagles or what, or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. All the Bagandas can attest to me. You always feel that there is something spiritual about yourself. Baganda people are people who can dream things even when they are not spiritual. What? There's something about them. There's something about the children. There's something about the Baganda people. So literally, the king was not like just a king, but he was like a lordship over the souls of the Bagandan people. And the greater the lordship or the kingship was, the greater the people. For example, now as we subscribe to Jesus, the reason why we feel power is because our God is in control. He's in power. He's on the chair. So literally, the king was like holding the lordship, which was like more spiritual, like he was like the god, like he was the leader. And he was holding like the heritage of every Uganda person on earth. But I see a place where this thing in the altar just disappeared. Now, which affected the Bagandas. I don't know if I'm understanding what I'm telling you, but I don't know if you understand it. So today, as I speak, the Muganda heritage lost a certain heritage. Even in the past, the Bagandas were like Egyptians. They were inventory. There is something like even way back when presidency was about to rise. The first thing a vice president, because there's no president who's not spiritual. The first thing a president would want to come, the first thing you think about the Baganda, because there was something about the Baganda. This is a prophecy. That would be the first threat. But I see upon that altar, like the way I'm saying that the heritage of all the Bagandas was dependent on a particular altar. I don't know which kingship of which lineage. It was like something that was standing for the whole heritage of the Bagandan descendants. But that thing vanished. Now the Baganda people, they are like the least, yet these guys actually are meant to be very great people. Baganda people are great people. However, they are oppressed. They always feel there is something. Why? Because their souls are spiritual. So do whatever you want with this message, but let it give you some hints. I'm not a historian. However, I didn't even grow up in the Uganda, but I am blessed to get married to a Ugandan man and to give birth to a Ugandan children. So that is what I saw in the realm of the spirit about the Baganda. They are very spiritual people. Very. So what is the way forward? I'm not going to tell you to run to your ancestries and all that. Bagandans, find your identity. At least in the Lordship of Christ. If the Bagandans rise and they turn to God, they can be great people. But right now as I speak, there is something not right. There is a heritage of the Bagandan lineage which has been put down, which was weakened. I'll go back to that place. Literally, it was like the whole heritage and the soul of the Baganda descendants was like in the altars of the king. But this altar.
Uliriza byayogera nenda banga. Ekulanda gamba was spiritual. That's not enough. Bible egamba nti go not into the way of the Gentiles, but go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Mubabuulire enjiri ey'obwakabaka. The lost sheep of the house of Israel. Mubabuulire enjiri ey'obwakabaka obw'omu ggulu. The Baganda are Hebrew, just like all the Bantu speakers ku nsi kuno. Bantu. For example, if you go to the Hebrew alphabet and you look through the alphabet and how they pronounce things, the second letter in the Hebrew alphabet is called Beyeta, and it means family house. Era Baganda kyebagamba nti beeyita Bakyagulanyi. Newaffe tugamba beeyeta Bamuseete, beeyeta Banamuliraka, beeyita baani, beeyita Baba Balanda. A family house race. That is proof enough okulaga nti all the Bantu speakers are the true children of Israel. Nomukazi byayogerako alandagadde eno neeri tannaba nakumanya nti ffe baana ba Yuda, ffe baana ba Isirayiri. Ekigambo Bantu kiva mu kigambo kye bayita bayes, ekitegeeza the people. Era mu nnimi zaffe gye kiri nti baana baisu, baana biitu, baana baffe, baife, baisu, mwana waisu, bayesu, the people. So the Baganda are part of the children of Israel, but from the house of Judah, from the tribe of Judah. Why? Bogenda mu Genesis 49 ngaawo Yuda n'atera okufa n'ayita abaana be abawa obunabbi. Agamba bw'ati, gwe Yuda, the scepter shall not depart from you. Scepter kitegeeza omuti, wali omuti ogw'obwakabaka, bwakabaka. Kitegeeza obwakabaka tebuggwamu mu famire eyo, mu kika ekyo. Kyova olaba nti Abaganda bakyalina kabaka even now. Against all odds, it is prophecy, it is ordained from heaven. Abaganda okubeera ne bakabaka okuva mu Dawudi eyo yonna yonna paka kati paka kabaka Mutebi. It's all a lineage. Abaganda, they are from the house of Judah, the Judah. Era awo oba osoma ku characteristics anti Bible egamba nti mujje mbabulire ebibaako in the end times. Kitegeeza yali alagula ebibaawo ku mulembe guno. Agamba nti omuweesi w'amateeka, omufuzi taavenga ku nkoto ye. Eyo ensonga lwaki Museveni n'ababe balwana Abaganda. Eyo ensonga lwaki zi gavumenti zonna zirinnya ku Baganda. Eyo ensonga lwaki batufuga. Bible egamba nti gwe ne kabaka bo eggwanga lyotamanyire bafuga. Kabaka Mwanga, Muteesa, bonna n'aliko bonna babafuze. We are the true children of Israel. Bible egamba nti mugende mubabulire enjiri eyo muve ku ebyo. Ensonga lwaki Kristo takomawo, it's because of that. Enjiri y'obwakabaka tennabuulira. Abasumba bali mu prosperity gospel. Njogedde ekitoole bye. Instead of teaching nti mwe baana ba Yuda, mwe baana ba Isirayiri, Africa alone, the Bantu people, tuli mu bika bisatu: Levi, Benjamin and Judah. Era emanya ago gasigalirayo. For example, Benjamin yaba Jamaica, Benjamin. Bonna baava kuno by slave trade etandikibwa kituukirire nti ndikuzaayo e Misiri in the belly of ships. Ndikutwala mu bwanga luze bw'olizaala abaana tuli banyumirwa balitwalibwa mu buddu. That was slave trade and it was recent, 1600. Myaka teginnawera na bina since America was formed. 1616 slave trade bwe yatandikira. Twavaawa? Twava yiri Isirayiri ne tujja mu Africa. Ng'era bw'olaba nti Kristo bwe baamuyigganya ewaabwe eri e Yerusaalemi n'addukira mu ddungu. Ekyandika kituukirire nti aligenda mu ddungu. Era bwe yabeera eyo n'amala n'akomawo nga Kerode afudde. Ekyawandiikibwa kituukirire. Yeffe abaana ba Yuda, Levi, Benjamin, yeffe abaana ba Isirayiri. And I can prove it. Before I can again osome Deuteronomy 28 from 16 to 68 ebikolimo ebyo byonna it only fits one nation olifugibwa abanaggwanga banagwanga mugwe balibeera bamaanyi olibeera mukira oligenda mu nnimiro tolibaza olizaala abaana balina future endwadde kawumpuli ebyo byonna bituuse to the Bantu people while the rest of the other races are better off than us batufuga ebyawandiikibwa bituukirire mugulire enjiri ey'obwakabaka tell the people mwe abaana ba Israel we are a special people a royal priesthood fierce nation kagamba ako ggwanga lyaki neerabidde mu Uganda bakayita kika kyanvuma we are the true children of Israel kale abasumba mugulire enjiri eyo va mu ebyo mu spiritual world olinganga ali kuwa some sort of deity like a deity some sort of deity like they are worshipping some sort of demon. No, these are godly people, the true children of Israel. Genda osome Genesis 49 olabe genda osome Bible in this perspective you will see it baana tandikira mu Genesis Deuteronomy 28 yonna ogisome olabe 1 to 15 ebirungi mukama byakuwa okwata amateeka ge 16 to 68 bikolimo byereere and it fits us teri mulala